KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3 at 6.
The Congressional District 1 special election primary is set to kick off tomorrow. I'm KIMT News 3's Alec Lasham live with what you need to know before going to the polls.
And the FBI releases startling new numbers showing a spike in active shooter incidents last year. I'm KIMT News 3's Anthony Mons on live with how local law enforcement is preparing for the worst.
And it certainly has turned out to be a beautiful day here at Summerbee Golf Course in Byron, Minnesota for the Kids Cup event. And we are tracking some changes though in the forecast as we get into tomorrow and Wednesday. I'll have an update on that coming up.
Thank you for joining us for KIMT News 3 at 6. I'm Jessica Bringy. First tonight, the 2022 midterm election season officially kicks off tomorrow with a special election primary. KIMT News 3's Alec Lasham is live at the Government Center. And Alec, what should people know before they vote?
Well, Jess, I spoke with the city's election team coordinator, Christian Cartwright, who says all polling places that were open in 2020 will also be open tomorrow. Now, the special primary election will determine who will go head-to-head in August for the late Congressman Jim Hagedorn's seat. Cartwright says polling room changes will occur at Mayo High School, Churchill Elementary School, Kellogg Middle School, and Falwell Elementary School. First-time voters should bring a form of identification to their polling place, as well as a proof of residence. Cartwright says voters have until 8 p.m. to cast their ballot.
8 o'clock p.m. is when polls close officially. However, if you are in line at 8 o'clock p.m., you will still be able to vote.
The DFL has endorsed Jeff Ettinger as their candidate for tomorrow, and the GOP will be going in with no endorsement. Live in Rochester, Alec Lasham, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Alec. Cartwright says masks are recommended, but will only be required in the Edison building. Let's take a live look now over downtown Rochester, where it's just been a beautiful day. KIMT Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White is joining us live now from Byron. And Aaron, it looks like you are enjoying that weather out there. What will you be tracking for the rest of this week?
Hey there, Jess. Yeah, it certainly has been beautiful out here. Just enjoying some of the sunshine here at Summerbee Golf Course for the Kids Cup event. They're taking place right now inside doing the auction going on, so not really anyone golfing at the moment, but it has been just beautiful today for everyone that's been out here. We are tracking some changes, though, in the forecast as we go into tomorrow and for the day on Wednesday. Right now, though, we got temperatures into the upper 50s to lower 60s, so beautiful conditions. No matter what you're going to be doing, if you're going to be outside, enjoy the weather because we have rain in the forecast as we get into the middle of the week, tracking a fairly solid chance of rain by tomorrow night into Wednesday. We'll be talking more about that and a look at your Memorial Day weekend forecast coming up here in just a bit.
A deadly drunk driving collision is sending an Olmsted County man to prison. Sterling Hockham is sentenced to 8 years behind bars with credit for 344 days already served. He pleaded guilty to criminal vehicular homicide in December. Rochester police say he was drunk and speeding when he collided with another car in February of last year. That was near Lincoln Elementary School. The driver of the other vehicle, Erica Cruz, died from the injuries she suffered in the crash. According to court documents, Hockham's blood content was 3 times the legal limit. All new at 6, a report released by the FBI this afternoon shows active shooter incidents rose by more than 50% across America last year. KIMT News 3's Anthony Monzon joins us live with how local law enforcement is preparing to keep people safe when faced with a gunman. Anthony.
Well, Jess, that new data from the FBI shows the number of incidents of active shooter incidents rose by 52.5% from 2020 to 2021. Taking a closer look at those numbers, a total of 103 people were killed last year and 140 wounded, excluding gunmen, during 61 active shootings in the United States. That represents a nearly 97% increase in incidents compared to 2017 and a 171% 7% increase in deaths from 2020. While Rochester hasn't seen any active shooter incidents recently, RPD has been taking extra measures to prepare for that possibility. They include stress-induced and scenario-based training to give officers a sense of what an active shooter situation may feel like firsthand. But most importantly, according to RPD Lieutenant Paul Gronholz, is a recent shift to joint training exercises with other local first responders to make sure everyone is on the same page.
If something were to happen in Rochester, it likely would not just be the Rochester Police Department responding. It's also the fire department, Mayo Clinic Ambulance Service, and of course, Olmsted County State Patrol. We have other federal agencies here in Rochester that are likely to respond in an incident like that. And so that's why we need to train together.
And take a look, not too long ago, I actually got to experience one of the high-tech tools RPD uses to prepare for active situations. This is the Apex Officer Virtual Reality Simulator, which places officers in an immersive, multi-sensory environment that allows them to think through scenarios they might encounter in the field. Now, that's just one of a number of training opportunities RPD not only offers its staff, but also other local law enforcement agencies all across the region. Live in Rochester, Anthony Monzon, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Anthony. Lieutenant Gronholz adds RPD officers are now being trained to handle active shooting situations by themselves instead of having to wait for other first responders to arrive. One of the most recognized symbols of the Hmong community culture was celebrated over the weekend in St. Paul. It was the first celebration of its kind in the nation. And later, the deadline passed for Minnesota lawmakers to pass major legislation on spending and tax cuts. Some of the major issues lawmakers failed to address.
KIMT News 3 at 6. Your local news with KIMT News 3's Tyler Yutzka. Tracking storms with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White. This is KIMT News 3. More local news that is happening right now. We are coverage you can count on.